Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night. I hope this finds you well. I hope you're feeling good and that we all are very well aligned with this month. I imagine that since yesterday you were able to contemplate, observe, and analyze each one of your attachments. And if you couldn't, as always, step by step, take your time. So first of all, before we start, I just want to tell you that yesterday I just discovered the comments below the videos in YouTube. So I had no idea about all the comments below the YouTube videos. So I just wanted to thank you for all the comments, all the good vibes, and everything that you're writing there. Because I've been reading some. So what happened was that I was searching for something in YouTube, and suddenly I saw one of my videos, and I say, "Oh my God, I'm in YouTube," and I open it to see how it sounded, and suddenly I saw all the list of comments below, and I said like, "Oh my God, what is this?" So anyway. So really, I had no idea about the comments, and I was trying to read some of them, but really I've been like 2 hours trying to read all the comments in every video. So it's been like 37 videos. So let's begin with the sacrum chakra. I wrote the post today very late because after I went to the pyramid, I went to a field of mangoes in the delta. So this is why. So today we find ourselves in the sacrum chakra. See? So we are in the sacrum chakra inside the week of the mind. So to be honest, I don't remember exactly what I wrote, but today it is about the frustrations and achievements. Yeah? Okay. So let's try to understand what frustrations and achievements means according to the sacrum chakra. Remember that in order to understand the energy of this chakra we are working with, always we have to picture the idea of from where does it comes this energy. So if we are in the sacrum now, we will have the relation with the plexus, and of course before the heart chakra. Before we understand the center of creation, which is the sacrum, we need to understand the relation that it has with the plexus and the heart. Let's remember the heart, what the heart did or does to bring, to receive the energy, to give the energy, and it goes through the heart. Okay, so this is the circuit of energy, positive and negative, constantly. So remember, what does the heart chakra? Receive and give energy. So it doesn't matter from where. If you write with your if you're right-handed or left-handed, it doesn't matter. Is the receiving hand is always the left one because it's the closer one to the heart. Through the heart, the energy is processed, is absorbed by the body, and it became like nutrients for the self, for the being that I am. So we can say that energetically, maybe the heart is like the esophagus that brings all the energetical food to the stomach. This energy that comes from the receiving in the left hand and then goes to the heart, it goes to my plexus, which is the source of energy of my own self. When the energy goes from the heart to the plexus, what it does is to absorb it and makes this energy a part of myself. It is created as myself. And when it is already created, okay, it's strong, so now I am able to give it back again to the others. So how can we understand this? That when I receive energy, I channel from my heart to my plexus, I made this energy part of myself, I create this energy as part of my potential, and from my potential I take action, and through my action I give back this energy to others. So this is like a perfect circuit. I receive the energy, I made it mine, I activate my potential, and then I, by action, give it back to others. So what happened? That in order to give back this energy, the thing that we have to do is to recognize that we need to create this energy, that we need to make a product of this energy so we could take action with will. To understand this better is that all this energy that I received goes through my heart, activates the potential in myself, in the plexus, and then when it goes to below, it creates something, a product, something new. It transforms the energy that I receive into something different and something transcendental, something new. So I could use it, okay, to give it for others as an action. We could work with many examples with this because life works like that. That's the basement of life. I will make an example which is very silly and easy, okay? But we have to picture that with emotions works exactly the same. So when we are talking about this system, even if we are speaking about the physical, the emotional, or the mental aspect, they work exactly the same. To picture the example, it's like you have, for example, you organize a dinner and at your house, but you didn't have anything to make the food. So you ask for your friends that are coming to bring the things to make the food. So for example, you ask for one of them to give you the tomatoes, the other one lettuce, and the other one mushrooms, for example. So they bring you, each one of them, they bring you something different. So when they bring it to you, you get all that things, and then you wash it, you cut it, you put it all together, you put oil, you put salt, you prepare the salad, and then when they're all sitting at the table, you go with the salad, with all the things that you didn't have, but they brought to you, and you made the process, and you give it to others by action. That would be the example, and it would work for everything, for mental, for emotional, anything. Just remember the salad. So there's a say that some people used to say life is like a salad because it's like a mess, all mixed. So picture that life is really like a salad, and everyone have brought you something different, okay? So you now have all mixed and you don't know who brought you what. So that's kind of how life works. To understand what we are doing in the Virgo month is like we take our own salad and we are taking the tomato out and saying, who gave me this tomato? And the other one, and who gave me this carrot? So this is kind of what we are doing. So where is this salad being prepared? Specifically in the sacrum. At the sacrum. There is specifically the spot, the point where you prepare everything. You create everything. You put all the parts together to create something new. And by creating something new, you are able to share it. Having this image, we have to recognize that this is the center of creation. This is the place where I receive the energy, I recognize the potentials of the energy, I create something, and then I can deliver it. Let's keep with the salad example to understand this. So first of all, we have to recognize this, that if I am aware, if I am conscious, I will first recognize that each vegetable that I will receive from others, I will recognize which vegetable was given by whom. So by that, I will recognize that that person has a attachment, or no attachment, has the same vibration or a resonance with that vegetable. So if he or she is giving that fruit to me, is because they resound with that vegetable. So imagine that if you are conscious, you will recognize that that person is giving me a tomato, which is a fruit, and the tomato, it means like it has the shape of the heart, it has the color, and so it's like that person is giving me a part of his love, or hers, or his love. Imagine that some of them is giving me lettuce, and that means that, for example, is something weak, because the lettuce is like this, weak. So that this other person is giving me a part of its weakness, and so I receive it because I know from where it comes, and that's the resonance of that person. So I receive these two things, weakness and love. Picture this, that those two vegetables are very fresh. They just gave it to me. So when I receive these two, I will prepare a salad mixing the tomato and the lettuce, the weakness and the love, and putting both together, what I create, tenderness. Tender, to be tender, something soft. I don't know the word tender, it says. Okay, so I create weakness and love, both together, lettuce and tomato, both together, tender. So I give tenderness, it's a name? I don't know exactly the name. Sweetness, okay, sweetness, perfect. So I give sweetness to becoming tender for those people, for both of them. Okay, basically I am giving something, I created something that, being aware, okay, being aware of this, I created something that was useful for both of them, because I'm giving them this tender, this sweetness, because one of them were willing to receive love, and the other one was so soft that he needed tenderness to feel better, and the other one love. So it's mostly the same. And I was able to do this because by being aware, by being conscious, I knew what the others needed. So I create something new from myself to give to them in balance. See? Imagine this situation. If you are unconscious, what you will do is you receive the tomato from this person. Remember, the tomato is love. So you remember, you receive the tomato from this person, and you see that this tomato is so beautiful, it's so perfect, that you don't want to cut it because you would lose that beautiful love. So what do? You put it in the fridge. So you say, I will leave it for later because I would love to see this tomato once again because it's so beautiful. So I put it on the fridge. So imagine that the other one gives me the lettuce, and I don't like much the lettuce, so I just cut the lettuce and say I will prepare it quickly, and so they eat it and they leave away. So what happened here? That the one that brought me love in the tomato shape, the one that brought me weakness in the lettuce shape, and myself, all of us have eaten a salad made of only weakness. Only weakness. In the meantime, the tomato is dying in the fridge. So what happened? When I someday open the fridge, I will see that the tomato is already dead, rot. Okay? Rotten? Rot? I don't know. Okay. It's useless for anything. Just realize about this, that what we used to call attachment is to put that love or that tomato in the fridge, and by trying to not to lose it, it got rotten. It's useless now. That's attachment. So this means that when I am not using that energy gets stuck, attached to my body. In this process of creation, what we can have is two different things. If I recognize that by giving the tomato and the lettuce, the salad, putting them all together and recognizing about how good it is to receive and to give without expecting anything. So that is what we call achievement. To use the energy, and now I achieved something into the outside. And in the other hand, when I go open the fridge 1 week or 1 month later, and I saw this tomato rotten, so that's what we call frustration. We usually think that achievements and frustrations are things that I left in the past, that are things from the past. We have to realize that we usually believing that frustration and achievement are in the past. We used to believe that they stay there in the past, but there is no past. For the body, if I feel frustration, if I feel achievement, it's not because the body thinks that they were before. If they feel it, if the body feels it, it's because it's happening now, here and now. Both of them are things that are constantly there. They hadn't passed. They are there. Why they are here? Why these two things are happening now? Because after what I did, my friends They liked so much the salad that I did that they came back once again at the other week. They came back again. But the tomato it's still in the fridge. The same tomato. The achievement is something that, because it was an achievement, it keeps staying there. It's constantly renewal energy for me. So it's like this, is my friends are coming back to my home because I made them a good meal. The other thing, the tomato, is still in the fridge. So how do I do to make something that is rotten to be useful again? The way in which I will use this rotten emotion is by using it as a compost. So I take the tomato and I put it on the ground. I create the compost with the tomato, and the same seed of the tomato, using the rotten part of it, will create a plant. And not only I will receive a new tomato, but I will have many of them because I have a plant. The way in which I can use this compost is by just taking this frustration, this energy of frustration, I take it again, I recognize it, and I look around me and I try to picture in which relationships that I have now as friends or whatever, I just try to picture which situations are similar to the things that happened to me. So I, with this energy, take action to try to nourish or stop what I did in the other time. Like, for example, something that I didn't said, something that I didn't know how to handle, I try to handle differently now. I use this energy as an awareness. And also I can write a letter to the people that happened, that write a message with this awareness now of living away, letting it go. So in this way, I'm beginning to understand how to use this energy, because the body doesn't know what is history. The body feels history here and now. So this is when we do these kind of things, is how we can heal and work with our body now, in this moment. So just remember this: life is a salad. Don't leave the vegetables to get rotten. And those who got rotten just made some compost. Before we can know how can we create the compost, first we have to acknowledge, to recognize which vegetables got rotten and which ones you were able to give to your friends in the table. I hope this example was useful for you, and if you didn't get it, so see the video again. The vibration of today is nu, nu, N-U, nu. So the code of today is the note C, and it says, Sancte Johannes, Saint John. The poem ends with the signature of Saint John in Latin, from which years later its initials would be taken as the last note of the scale of C major, the note C, whose alphabetic name is the letter B. It is related with the superior center chakra, This means the highest one that connects us with the cosmic reality, the one that brings us closer to the unity of all the dimensions of the being, the higher self. So remember that after the alignment, if you didn't wrote it, the task of today would be to write a list of your achievements and in another column, your frustrations. So let's begin, as always, by caressing the body, by massaging the body, and put yourself in a comfortable position. While you stretch, yawn, I let the weight of my body fall down as I start to focus in my breathing. With imagination, I bring to my breathing the oxygen through my nose to my lungs, heart, blood, organs, and muscles. As I breathe, I allow myself to feel the heat within my body and how this heat goes through my skin, filling out my magnetical field and my aura. I imagine the light of the I Am over my head. With my imagination, I feel how all the energy and heat around me starts to spin, going up, filling up all this light of the I Am, making it brighter and brighter. I allow myself to feel the I Am coming down through my body. Going through my crown of beliefs, my qualities in the brain, my truth in the throat, my service in my heart, going down through the plexus, to all my potentials. And I observe the light of the I Am irradiating in the Sacrum chakra. I recognize in the sacrum, the center of my creation, the place where everything that I can do is generated. And I recognize that in this center of creation, I have two energies. One of my achievements, the other one of my frustrations. But both energies are useful for myself to create here and now. I allow myself to irradiate the light of the I Am through all my achievements and through all my frustrations, recognizing that both of them are useful for my creativity. And I activate these two energies as equal, in balance, through my vibration. As I keep pronouncing the sound, I recognize that the I Am is the one able to bring consciousness to my process of creation. That I am that being that brings the message of balance, harmony, and creation through consciousness. Take a deep breath. I am the emissary of creation. I am the emissary of creation. I am the emissary of creation. I take my hands to my heart. And I recognize here that as my achievements, as my frustrations, both of them creates the energy of who I am right now. Both of them are the energies that I have right now to create here and now. And from the I am, with my consciousness, I recognize that I am able to use both of them in order to create new realities in harmony. Take a deep breath. I am the emissary of creation. I am the emissary of creation. I am the emissary of creation. Take a deep breath. So I start to stretch the body, bringing all this consciousness from the heart, caressing, massaging, stretching, thanking the body for being the anchor of this consciousness here and now. Yawn. And I come back here and now, softly opening your eyes. So in this way, we anchor the energy of the I am in the sacrum. So maybe you would feel some dizzy or nauseous or something. Just try to listen to your body, and maybe you just let it go, flow, walk around, lay on the floor, and above all, drink a lot of water and rest. Thank you for being there, and as always, see you tomorrow at the same time for the root chakra. See you tomorrow. Rest.